Now, today's class will discuss about constructors. Please mute your microphone. Today's class will see about constructors. What is constructor? What is a constructor? Anybody has an answer for this? What is a constructor?
Constructors are looks like methods, but they do not have anything except the attributes.
Okay. Who is this?
Me. Sorry, I joined a little late. There was some technical problem. I couldn't understand. I couldn't hear anyone.
Okay, but yesterday you didn't join?
Yeah, yesterday was also having the same problem, and I was trying to reconnect, but somehow it couldn't.
And today's class will discuss about constructors. Basically, what is constructor in general scenario? Please write down. A constructor is a function which would be executed only at the time of creating an object for the class. So this is the definition you should give if anyone asks what is a constructor. Okay. Now, so basically you have a employee class object, or yesterday's class will discuss about some customer implementation. So if you want to access methods, if you want to access variables inside the class, you need to create a object for the class. So that object, how you are creating? Customer implementation equal to new customer IMPL. So this is called as customer IMPL is a constructor. This is called as constructor. See here, even though we not declared a constructor here, but still using the constructor.
Yes. Excuse me, Chaitanya. We can't view your screen.
Okay, sorry about that. Now you guys able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Today's class will learn about constructors. Constructor is nothing but is a function which would be executed only at the time of creating an object for the class. Yesterday's class we were discussing about customer and customer IMPL. If you see customer IMPL equal to new customer IMPL. So if you want to access the methods and the variables inside the class, what we have to do? We have to create an object for that, right?
Yes.
So you need to create an object for that. So how you will create object? What are the ways we can create object? There are many ways we can create the object, but currently we are using a customer IMPL equal to new customer IMPL. Please mute new customer IMPL. So this new customer IMPL is there, right? This new customer IMPL refers to current class. Okay. previously. Now this is the way to declare the constructors. This is zero argument constructor. This is single argumented constructor. So if you give zero argument constructor, if you click on F3 here on line number 31, it will point to line number 13. If it is not there also, we can use this constructor. We can use like this. If it is not there also, we are going to use customer implementation constructor. We'll see how we are going to use this one without declaring the constructor in the class. We'll try to see the comparison between the constructor and the function. Or called as a method. A normal method can be called when we are required to call it, but we cannot call the constructor and whenever we want. This is the main one of the difference between the constructor and the method. We have one methods here. Let me create a new project for this. Constructors. Create a class. We will create a methods employee class. This is constructor, public void get employee. This is method. Please write down some points. So this get employees method, if I call somewhere, then only it will execute. Otherwise, it will be blank, right? Whereas this constructor, whenever if you want to access the methods based on your requirement, whenever if you want to access the variables based on your requirement, we need to create an object for that class. That scenario, it definitely will call the constructor. The difference between the constructor and method is, one is, please write down, a normal method can be called when we require to call it but we cannot call a constructor when we want. Next point. Constructor will be executed only once or only at the time of creating an object. Whereas a method can be called on an object as many number of times as we want. Constructor would be executed only once on the object, only at the time of creating the object. That too. A method can be called on any object as many number of times as we want. And here, if you observe here, name of the constructor will be same as, it has to be same as class name, whereas method name can be anything. Please write down the comments. Next, third point. Name of the method can be any name, but the name of the constructor method can be any name, but the name of the constructor must and should be the name of the class. Next point. A constructor will not have any written data type in the bracket, not even void. A constructor will not have any written data type in the bracket, not even void. Whereas a method or a function should have a written data type, at least void in the bracket. Whereas a function or a method should have a written data type in the bracket, at least void. So we'll see here. We are able to use the static keyword in the constructor.
Yes.
No.
What error you are getting?
Illegal modifier for the constructor.
Please read the answer, complete answer.
Illegal modifier for the constructor in type employee, only public, protected and private are permitted.
So we cannot use static keyword to the constructor. We should use only public, protected, private or permitted. So far clear, right?
Yes.
And we can use the same static keyword in the method level.
We can use.
Yes.
Yes.
Next point. The keyword static cannot be used with the constructors. The keyword static cannot be used with the constructor. It is applicable to methods and blocks and other variables. So if anyone asked what is the difference between constructor and method, you should tell all these. How many steps? How many points?
5.
Yes, 5 points.
Right.
So you should explain in this way, not in directly by heart. You should not by heart the answers first of all. Don't by heart. Just you should explain the answer to anyone in a way like, so you already gone through the example, you already gone through the project, you already worked in the project, similar scenario, only you should explain the scenario. Suppose if someone asks a question, where you used method and constructors into the project. Obviously, they will ask same questions like this only. But you should answer in one of the requirement while creating the cases, while creating the orders, like we are working for the invoice projects. So that scenario, there is a class called as employees, or there is a class called as customers. In the customer class, I have a constructors, I have a parameter constructors, and I have a parameter methods. That scenario, I used constructors and methods. Like this, we should tell answer. Okay. If anyone asked answers, you should not tell answers in a fresher's way. You should tell in answers in an experienced way, so that they will understand. Okay, this guy has really experienced. So that they'll one question, this answer is enough for the interviewer.
I have a question, Chaitanya. Why do we use constructors?
Yes, I mean coming back. Good question. Who is this?
Pavni.
Excellent. Yesterday's class you were not there, right?
No.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I have a class here. To access this class methods and constructors, so let me remove this one. To access these methods, let me create some instance variable here. Int emp name equal to number equal to 10. I want to access this instance variable. I want to access this constructor. I want to access, so that I want to access the methods. So if you want to access the methods and instance variable, what I have to do? Rohit?
Create an object.
Yeah, can you explain me how to create object?
Employee equal to new employee.
I can do EMP, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Equal to new employee.
Yes. I want to know, anyone tell me what is the meaning of this new, what is the meaning of this employee?
We are creating a new object
No.
to access the method.
New means not new object. Good answer. Okay. Please write down. We know that whenever, if you run in the standalone Java applications, always JVM look for main method in a class. That means the JVM look for main method, the JVM will start executing from main method. Okay. Once it found the main method, then it start executing it. The JVM encounters the new operator in the main method or anywhere in the class. It creates an object of the class and loads all the non-static members of the class into the object. So whenever JVM look for new operator, it loads that means it is creating an object for that class, and also it will load all the non-static members to that class, to that object. What is object here? What is object?
EMP.
Yeah. Please write down. Whenever JVM encounters the new operator, it creates an object of the class. I'm telling notes fastly, but please, we don't have time. Please write already. Whenever JVM encounters the new operator, it creates an object of the class and loads the all non-static members of the class into the object. And then the address of the object is assigned to the variable called EMP. This variable also we can call as a reference variable for that class. If someone asks the answer, what is EMP, employee EMP equal to new employee, what will happen? You should explain answer like this. Whenever JVM will filed by using new operator, it will create object for the class and it loads all the non-static variables and methods, everything into the object, and then the address of the object is assigned to a variable. See, for example, if we take in a diagram here, consider this is the location where my all the non-static data is available. Please take the diagram. If I create an object like this, JVM will create an object here by using new operator. Then it will give the address of all non-static data to by referring the EMP. That EMP we are referring here. Okay, this is the way where we are accessing all the methods, all the variables. If you see, if you try to access static methods, static variables, right, in Java, by using object, you will get some warning. EMP dot get employee, EMP dot so we'll get some warning. What is this warning? The static method display employee from the type employee should be accessed in a static way. Why it is? Why it is giving error like this? Why it is giving warning like this? Why I can access also, but why is giving warning? Because of this reason. This EMP object, a JVM will create an object here, and all non-static variables, non-static members, methods, everything loaded in separate memory location. That memory location, it is giving a reference here. That is, the reference variable is called as EMP. By using EMP, employee object is, we are creating an object, and from there EMP we are accessing the EMP dot get employee. And EMP dot EMP number. So this EMP number equal to 10, and this method information will be available inside the some memory location. That memory location we are assigning with the EMP reference variable. The reference variable we are referring by employee class. So can you tell me what we written? Can someone?
Whenever JVM encounters new operator, it creates objects for class. It loads all non-static variables or methods into the object. Then the address of the object is assigned to the variable called EMP, that is reference variable of class.
Excellent. Here you have to consider one more thing here. Sometimes something will happen other than this here now. Okay. When JVM encounters a new operator, hence you can see the functions and constructors. Right? We'll go a little bit deep inside here. Okay? We'll talk about only.
Hello?
Yeah, we'll go a little bit deep inside here. What is meaning of this? Employee open braces close braces is nothing but it is a constructor. Please write down. This is a constructor. This statement literally means asking JVM to create an object of employee, asking JVM to create a object of employee dot class file by executing the constructor. Hello? Sorry? Who is this? Hello? Employee constructor. This statement literally means asking JVM to create an object of employee.class file by executing the constructor this one defined in employee.class file. Basically, when you create a project, when you create a class, when you compile the class, automatically the dot class file will be generated at the backend, right? Right?
Yes.
Yes. So I think first class we discussed about it. So JVM will won't look for a Java class. JVM will always look for what? Dot. JVM will always look from bytecode instructions. What is that?
Class file.
Class file, yeah.
Yeah. Please don't forget Java. So JVM will always look for bytecode instructions. So JVM will always look from this employee.class file. This employee.class file, by using, if you open employee.class file, it will try to find out this employee constructor is already there inside this, then it will create object for that. Okay? If I want to provide a constructor here, what will happen? If I want to provide a constructor here, still we are creating an object. In this scenario, as I told already last time, we have a constructor already provided here. Then JVM will look for this constructor inside the employee.class file, then it will create object for that by using new operator, then it will load all non-static data members to assign to this reference variable called EMP. Now I am telling in my current class object I am going to remove this constructor. Then still I am creating object here.
So,
Please write on.
Java by default has a create constructor if we don't declare one.
Yeah. What is meaning of by default?
By default, in the background it has a constructor. I mean, there will be a default constructor with no attributes.
Yes, there will be means what? Who will be? Who will provide?
JVM.
How JVM will provide?
JVM.
Yes, please write on the concept. When we compile the employee program without employee constructor, we get the .class file. And the .java file does not have any constructor. Sorry, the .java file has constructor. The JVM will look for a constructor from the .class file and then create object and access all the non-static data members to reference variable. Sorry, and create object. That's it. Leave it. Full stop. And if .java file, next point. If .java file does not have any constructor, then the compiler adds a default constructor. Who will add?
Compiler.
Then who told JVM? Okay. Then the compiler add a default constructor with the name of the class into the .class file. And the default constructor that is going to get executed whenever JVM encounters the new operator and create an object. And default constructor, and this default constructor that is going to get executed whenever the JVM encounters the new operator and creates an object for the class. Clear, right?
I have a question. So, the compiler creates the default constructor, and these constructor will be in the .class files?
Next point. Note. We can have .java file without a constructor. But we can never have a .class file without a constructor. It answers you?
Yes.
This is because of compiler duty or compiler responsibility to provide a proper environment. Yesterday's class, that's what I asked you to, what yesterday's class you attended or not. This is the duty of compiler to provide the proper environment to execute, to give the source code to JVM. JVM is a machine. You don't know anything. If you provide the proper input, then only it will display output, right? You don't do anything. So without constructor, you cannot do it. If by mistake, if you are not providing also, compiler responsible to provide the constructor in the dot class file, not in Java class. Java class it won't add manually. So JVM will always look for constructor so that it will identify the objects. Then from objects, from the reference variable, it will get all the data members, and it will access it. Okay. We can have a .java file without a constructor, but we can never have a .class file without a constructor. This is because of compiler's responsibility or duty. So far, any questions? Any doubts? Guys, please respond.
No.
Understand?
No. Yes.
Piyush? Okay.
Yes, I'm understanding.
Yeah. Suguna, you told some answer is called JVM will create default constructor, right? Now your answer is
Yeah,
right?
now I'm clear. Yeah, yeah.
This is the very good confusion you will get. Now you should tell answer same like, see, JVM is nothing, just a machine. Our compiler will do everything. Yesterday, that's what I told you. Compiler is responsible to create a proper environment for the JVM. One of the proper environment here, one of the reason here we are making as a proper environment here. If at all we won't provide this one, right, constructor, right, automatically compiler will create a constructor and it will put it to the dot class file.
Okay. One question, is there any difference between default constructor as well as created constructor?
Coming back, same question, same thing. I am also thinking it.
Okay.
The default constructor provided by the compiler is zero statement constructor. That is, the constructor will not have any body.
No attributes.
No attributes, zero attributes. Question, please write in the question. What is the use of zero argument constructor? Or what is the use of zero statement default constructor provided by the compiler? What is the use of zero statement default constructor provided by the compiler? Strictly speaking, the default constructor is not a zero statement constructor. It will have one default statement. It will have one default statement. The default statement is nothing but this. What is this? The default is nothing but this. So this is one line of statement will be available inside the compiler provided constructor in the dot class file. Okay. Currently it is showing error here. I will tell you why it is giving error here. Please write on this. Please write on this line also. These 3 lines.
I have a question, Chaitanya.
Who is this? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sometimes in the class, in the main method, we will write everything like whatever the method we want to be. Like we don't even create an object directly by declare the variables in the main method and we declare a right method in the main method only. So in that case, does the compiler create the object for the construct right to execute that program?
Your question half of I understand because a lot of disturbance was there.
Okay. ఇప్పుడు can you tell me
No, you can speak in English.
Okay. In a class, without we are writing a method or anything separately, without creating an object in the main method itself.
One second. Let me. Yeah. Tell me. Customer class. Okay. In main method. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the main method, we will be declaring some variables and writing some method without method name, just like int I is equals to 10.
Okay.
Yeah. J is equals to 20 and
Leave it.
perform operation.
Yeah.
Constructor will be created when we compile this program, as we don't have any object, right?
No, if at all, if your requirement is there, then only it will create the constructors.
Okay. So in this case, there will be no constructor will be created when we compile the program.
Your voice is breaking, Pawani. It is very horrible to listen.
So in this case, not be created with the compiler?
There is no point if you are using. How you are using instance variables like this? If you are assigning some variables, suppose for example, this scenario, it will create a default constructor.
Okay.
Now we'll see what is this keyword in Java. In order to create an object, you guys taken this diagram, right? In order to create an object of the class, the constructor has to be executed compulsory. So we'll see what is this keyword in Java. I'm sorry. We'll see about constructor overloading. I have two variables here. Okay, comma b. I have a constructor here. In the constructor, I'm having a single argument constructor, zero one argument constructor in I. I'm making a equal to I here. And I have one more constructor which has two parameters. A equal to I, B equal to J, if I want to call this constructor, I should create object for this constructor only. I should create object from that constructor. Customer equal to new. There are, see here, even though we don't have default constructor, still it is coming here. Okay. Constructor I. So I am passing 10 value here. And run the application. Who will decide to what constructor it should be executed? Who will decide what method should execute? Can you guys tell me?
Compiler.
When? At the time of?
Runtime.
Please, I will share the examples. Please, I will share the videos. Please read go through the videos. Oh, it is giving it.
Yeah, this is compile time, not runtime.
Yes. Yesterday, just now you told answer runtime.
Yeah.
Who is that
Sorry.
good fellow?
Yeah.
Who?
Suguna.
Yes. Thank you. Suguna.
Yeah. Now I'm clear. Yeah.
Arjuna what is waiting in India. You can come back and collect it. Okay. Why is this giving error? Anyone can guess me? Guess this. Oh, is it? I wrote in different way.
You need to pass out.
Yeah, I passed it because I used a different spelling mistake. Compiler instead. Yeah. You told compiler, right? That's what I used. Compiler. You should use customer. See, I given a clue also here, right, for you. Compiler I given, but you can still run time. That's what I told you. Go through the videos. Okay. So this is the way where we can overload the constructors. Okay. Yeah. Tomorrow's class will see about what is this keyword, and tomorrow's class also will see about what is inheritance and what is method overloading and method overriding and constructor overriding. Okay.
Okay.
Guys, so far any doubts?
No.
Tomorrow's class onwards, our training will be different, little different.